What is your most meaningless accomplishment? And I know it's hard to admit, but maybe something that happened. Maybe you got 4.0 in college, and now you're like, well, it doesn't matter.
Nobody asked me.
No, I worked hard or whatever, but yeah. Or maybe you won a prize at some fair, and you're like, oh, I won this.
Yes.
And you're like, that doesn't help you in your career or whatever. Doesn't mean it's not an accomplishment. It's just meaningless at this point. 800-682-1075. Katie, I know you have some.
I do. So when I was in the 3rd grade, take you back to Quarryville Elementary in Quarryville, Pennsylvania.
Quarryville.
I was cast as Betsy Ross in our school play.
Nice.
Wow.
The name of the play was Betsy Ross.
Wow.
So imagine I was the lead.
The lead.
So imagine my
Was the lead a boy?
glory. No, but I did look like one.
You can play Betsy Ross's dad.
They're like, oh, good. She had short hair, so do you. And I also wore my bonnet in a very weird way. Like I covered it all the way over my head because I thought that that's how you did. But anyway, looking back, it was terrible. But anyway, at the end of the play, Betsy Ross got a standing ovation.
Wow.
That means you.
Really?
Me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And I thought, this bitch is going places. And here I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Places.
Doing it big.
Did you ever do another play?
Never.
That's-
Not one.
Wow.
Not one.
There's never been more a Katie story than that.
That's so true.
Something good happens. She's like in a good way, and she's like, I don't do that
I'm
anymore.
never doing that again.
I
Yeah.
don't like feeling good.
I think at that point, then I took up the violin,
Oh.
and I really put all my focus into the violin.
The arts.
So much so that I used to turn my bow over to play during our concerts because I didn't want anybody to hear how bad I was. So I don't know. At that moment, I thought this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to
Yes.
me. In that moment, it was like,
Yeah.
this is big, but it's really not.
Looking back, it's meaningless.
I don't think any of my family members remember it. I really don't.
So stuff like that. 800-682-1075. What is your most meaningless accomplishment? Let's go to Josh. Josh, what's your most meaningless accomplishment?
I was actually on the radio for a bitch slap contest that I won.
A what?
A bitch slap contest. Where two guys just
Slap
smack
each
the
other.
crap out of each other.
Set it up. Next Torture Tuesday.
Time to defend your title, Josh.
You want to come in and slap Squid in his face? He loves that.
Hey, that works for me.
I'm being serious.
Josh, how many years have you been riding this high?
I'm sorry, Brooke.
Oh, how many years have you been riding this high of winning the bitch slap contest?
Probably about, I think it's been about 6 or 7 years now.
And what did you win?
Yep.
So I won a $100 gift card to Sullivan Steakhouse
Oh.
in Raleigh or Durham, and I won 4 tickets to the Sky Zone, the trampoline park.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Those
nice.
are some radio
That's really
station
pretty much
prizes.
it.
That maybe makes no sense for the contest, but that's fine.
Yeah.
That is radio 101.
For sure.
All right, Josh,
That's
seriously, I'm
hilarious.
going to put you on hold to our mega producer, Matt.
There we are.
I've got your number, Josh. You're good.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it comes up in here.
Thank you.
Seriously, next Tuesday, I want you in here slapping the crap out of
That'd be
Squid.
so good. Maybe what
No
they were
Sullivan
thinking.
Steakhouse or whatever that is.
Well, maybe what they were thinking is that with Sullivan Steakhouse, you slap and then you need to put cold meat on your eye or something.
Maybe.
If there's a tie-in, I don't know.
They're like-
There was no tie-in.
No,
I'm
there's
sure.
not. And it's
Wow.
in a trampoline park. It doesn't make any sense.
I went to Sullivan Steakhouse on my prom night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where we
Wow.
all went for prom. It was very nice.
So it's a chain?
Yeah, it was the one in Charlotte though. Is the
Okay.
one that we went to, and it was like the place that people wanted to go in high school for prom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Katie, my most meaningless
Yes.
accomplishment, I have many meaningless ones.
Oh, but to pick one.
But to pick one, I would say when I won the Battle of Vicksburg in Taekwondo. It's like a 7-state Southern tournament in Vicksburg, Mississippi. The
Oh,
Battle
that's
of
why they
Vicksburg.
called it that.
Yeah. We lived in Louisiana at the time, so we had to travel to Vicksburg,
That's
Mississippi,
big.
wherever that
Was
is.
this in the form competition or the actual fighting competition?
Jason, that's a great question. I won first place in form and sparring.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I was
Wow.
the champion in the
Nice.
Battle of Vicksburg in my age group
All
for
right.
7 states at the time. And then,
That's like half the country.
yeah, you're right. I'm not good at geography. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Maybe even half the world. Or something.
Yes.
But I was like, oh my gosh. And my parents, couldn't believe it and all this stuff.
Sure.
And then our instructor, our sensei was like, "Oh, you can go to the Olympics. Seriously,
Wow.
like Junior Olympics."
I love that.
And then I broke my arm the next year. Never again.
Well,
My
I mean,
life's just full of tragedies.
you can look at it, although it didn't seem to pan out this way, that you get more disciplined throughout
No.
and a different way of thinking and all that type.
As he chugs his fifth
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Clearly disciplined.
Okay, Katie, let's be honest here. It's Diet Dr. Pepper. You not even see the can?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Betsy
just saw,
Ross?
I just saw, as Jason mentions discipline, you turn
No.
your head and take the biggest swig
As he
of
said
Diet.
discipline, I said nope. 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 If I stayed with it, maybe.
Maybe.
But no,
Maybe.
not at all.
Well, how old were you then?
Probably 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. At
Squid,
7,
I know you have no accomplishments. I know you ain't laughing.
do you have any?
Yeah, I do.
Being the slowest person ever.
I came in third place 3 times in wrestling tournaments. Third place, shouts out third place. But the most accomplishing one was my first varsity tournament, and it was round robin. So you're not eliminated if you lose 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And so there was I think 40 kids in my weight class, and it places out to 8th place. So there's first and second, and then there's one match for first and second, one match for third and
We
fourth. So
understand
I was
how
wrestling for
standings
7th
work.
place. So it was it was for 7th or 8th. And then it went into double OT, and I'm pretty sure I got a concussion because I was seeing double at one point. My nose is bloody, but I ended up beating them in double overtime for 7th place. So I've never been more hype in my life. So yeah, that was probably my most useless accomplishment.
Meaningless.
Meaningless.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have a meaningless accomplishment, 800-682-1075. If it makes you feel better, my brother's an all-state wrestler.
Yeah. We talked a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I can talk wrestling to you,
I
but there's no
wrestled
point.
too.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
you were a wrestler.
Yep, most amount of pins, least amount of time. But I'm going to say that wasn't meaningless, so I'm not going there.
Didn't you lose to a little person?
A midget, yeah.
Oh, what's your most meaningless?
I would say
Accomplishment.
probably graduating from college. You really want to know? It's true.
Nobody cared.
I went to Old Dominion University. I studied criminal justice. Graduated from college, and it meant nothing. It did nothing for me. I didn't go into that field. What's the recognition?
You work in a industry where having a college degree is almost kind of frowned upon.
I guess. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It wasn't anything related to it. It meant nothing.
But aren't you glad you have it?
For what?
I don't know.
If anything, I think I could use those 4 years to do something else to excel better. I don't know.
I thought you
Yeah.
had a great time in college.
I did.
Yeah.
But it's really a meaningless accomplishment.
That is okay. That's
You know,
I
that's
can see
honest.
that because I'm the only one on the show who doesn't have a degree, which I wish I did.
Yeah.
I'm
glad I have it.
Yeah, I wish I had one, but
For what?
But for here, don't need it.
Well, for here, no. But I think if and when it all goes under.
At this point, I think it's all about experience and everything else. I really do.
Wow.
If you look at, in fact, I was even telling my son, which I think he's not brave enough to be any of these trade type positions, but
That's nice.
I don't think he is. But if he was,
Second
could,
most meaningless having a child.
you could go and go get your trade for a plumber
Yeah.
or electrician and then make a bunch of money and then start your own business and become rich.
Yeah.
Or spend all your money on a degree that doesn't do anything for you because you didn't even go into that profession and pay your loans back and that's it.
Yeah.
I can. I see that. I'm all for the trades. We don't have enough people who are going into it, or not enough people who know how to do anything.
And they do.
And
make-
I'm one of 'em.
They can really
Yeah.
make a boatload
And,
of
Yes.
money.
and I could even extend that and even say the last couple of years of high school is probably meaningless too because you're learning about stuff that doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
Why am
that I agree with.
why am I learning about this math that I'm never going to use when you should have told me about the credit card debt that I'm going to face?
Why don't you teach me how insurance works, and why don't you teach me how to do my damn taxes?
Right,
Because I
exactly.
don't know.
You know how they're always like, what do you want to be? I don't know. Why
I
don't
don't
you teach
know.
me what's out there? I have no idea. An engineer. What's that mean? Well, there's 100 different engineers. They don't teach you.
Right.
Teach the real stuff.
It's like the basic stuff. You can be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher,
Yeah,
a
totally
lawyer,
is.
and those
yes.
are all great professions, but it's very narrow.
And then I think that we would be better served in high school if those types of things were taught to us,
Yes.
because then it helps you narrow down where you might want to go if you
Yes.
do go into college.
Right. Instead
Instead of like
wasting your time.
taking, skiing,
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah, I took intro to bowling.
Yes. It's like, I'm glad I did it. It was fun, but where did it get
See,
me?
that's
Yeah.
the point right there. You just say, like, by the time we're in college, we should already know kind of a specific of the field, not just an engineer, but what type of an engineer.
I know.
We should know the different types of engineers. Instead, we just are kind of forced to pick something that we kind of skimmed over. We don't know.
Do you know who does know?
Who?
In my opinion, all the smart kids.
Yeah.
I always was so jealous of all the kids who knew exactly where they wanted to go and what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
I
but
was
it's a
so
small
jealous.
percentage.
Yeah.
We got to get this out more to the mainstream and not about this useless. Seriously, I would never use this math ever.
I know.
The math,
Oh, yeah.
when I am going to use that math and it goes to a certain profession, they can teach it in college.
Yeah, and I would hope when you go to college, you don't need to do 2 years or whatever of general education or whatever.
No.
Go right into, like, if you know what you want to do, college should be only what you want to do. Like learning skills and different things. Not like, all right, you got to take this certain math, you got to take this certain science, even though your major has nothing to do with it.
And I could go one step further than that. I get it. We should be very cultural and open to that. But every single person I ever talked to that says, yeah, I took 3 years of Spanish, can't speak Spanish.
No.
And all these languages, every language, French. If you can't, you're going and wasting time,
Yep.
and you'll never, ever even learn it. I mean, I learned more when I go on my Cancun trip to Mexico in 1 week than I did in 3 years in high school.
I think that the problem is that we start too late. Because by the time you're in high school, you're in 9th grade, it's not a part of your everyday.
You have to
and
be
then you're learning.
immersed.
You have to totally
Be immersed,
from the
yes.
very beginning. From the very beginning.
I would push back. You're right.
I
If you
do,
can do like,
yes.
because we almost got Ava into, there's a Spanish immersion school in this area.
Isn't it Jones?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it's called, Jones. And we went back and forth.
Yep.
And Ava's like, I told her that just this week, matter of fact. She's like, well, why don't you say, and it's like, I don't know. And then, but like everyone that goes on a mission for our church, they learn foreign languages in like 6 weeks.
Well, because they are going.
But it's immersed.
Right.
I mean, they learn it because they have to.
Yeah, or I mean,
You're not gonna learn it in
countries.
class.
A lot of
No.
other countries learn English, like Aruba. Everybody speaks like 8 languages in Aruba, so it can be done. We're just not doing it the right way. And maybe you're right, Katie.
I
it's
think it
just
has
too
to
late.
start young.
So we're
Yep.
always doing half-ass kind of stuff. It's like all the stuff in high school is like it doesn't really prepare you for the real world. So it's almost like, what are we doing?
I do like you.
That took a turn.
My college degree is useless.
And high school at this point.
I was mad about Betsy Ross, but now I'm just mad about that. High school and college.
All right, let's go to Evelyn. What's your most useless accomplishment?
Well, I'm not going to say it's useless because it sent me to my very first concert. But when I was back in 9th grade, I actually called 107.5, and you guys sent me to my very first concert.
What was your first
Cool.
concert?
It was show my age. It was the Rock the Mic tour. Actually, I got free tickets
Who was on
for
that?
doing the top 8 at 8.
Yeah.
Who was on that?
Tripper was there, wasn't he?
Who was on the tour?
Yes.
Oh, I
It was
remember
50 Cent had just came out. He was like the headliner. Trying to thank Bone Crusher, Sean Paul.
Oh, that's pretty.
That was
That's
a while
pretty
ago.
good.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Sean
Yeah.
Paul.
At least 18 years ago.
And that was pretty awesome, especially for my very first concert.
There you go. Useless.
that.
So far, everyone's useless accomplishments have to do with radio,
Something with the radio.
including our own careers. Megan, what's the most useless accomplishment you've ever had?
So piggybacking off the last call, I actually won your Kit Kat jingle back in like 2010 from your show.
Kit Kat.
What?
We had a jingle contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did yours go?
Uh-huh. You mean the jingle?
Yeah.
I have I don't remember.
Oh.
So wait,
It was
we had a
useless.
jingle
Like,
contest.
A
for
while
that?
ago.
How did
I'm
we run the
confused.
contest? How did it go?
You had people call in and sing the jingle, and then I guess you guys chose the winner. I never heard anything from like a contest, like you were putting anybody up to vote for it. So it was just you guys, I guess, voting on
Like they give
Who
me
did
like
the
give
best
me a
jingle?
break.
Give me a break. Give me
Yeah.
a break.
Mhm.
Break
Give
me off a piece of that Kit Kat,
Boy,
boy.
it's been a slow week in
This
radio.
has got to be real meaningless.
Yeah.
If this is the biggest accomplishment that's meaningless for you, it's just a random jingle contest that we voted on that you might have not won a prize
Hey.
for.
Yeah, did you win anything?
I did win a prize.
Oh.
Yes, I won $400,
Oh.
some candy, especially Kit Kats, and some CDs. So I mean,
What?
Wow.
It
$400
definitely was
back
Yeah.
then was probably like, what,
It's like
$800?
$10,000 now.
And Kit Kat must have sponsored
Hey,
this,
it
you know,
bought
we
me-
didn't.
No, we didn't
Yeah.
pay for that. Go ahead.
It bought me a new water heater, so it was perfect.
Okay,
Wow.
well, now that isn't it's not
That-
meaningless.
Nice.
Let's go.
Now you have hot water. You've
That's-
been taking hot showers all your life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
10 to 15 years of nice
Exactly.
showers
Wow.
and a CD. It's useless. Now.
Yeah.
All right, Megan, great job. So all three people that, the first three callers we took, all their meaningless accomplishments had to do with winning something from our show.
That's it.
Didn't see that coming, but
Yeah.
Matt,
like it.
Yeah, Matt, we know you're very accomplished. What is your most meaningless accomplishment?
I had two that I couldn't decide.
That's fine, do both.
One was being named to the all Christmas tournament basketball team for my JV basketball season.
Oh, nice.
Christmas.
I'd be excited about that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Christmas tournament. I
All
didn't
right.
score like at all in the first two games, and I did okay in the third game. They're like, put him on.
So you felt like you didn't deserve it.
Nobody else on my team was playing good either, so
Okay.
they were just like, fine. But I won my senior year of high school. I won for my hometown, for Archdale Trinity,
Yeah.
the Youth of the Year.
What's
Really?
that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
You're nominated by somebody in the community nominates you as just basically a youth that has
All their teeth.
surpassed,
He's not addicted to tobacco.
like exceeded expectations for what you would normally expect.
Oh.
And I kind of got the award because my dad had passed the year prior, and so they're like, oh, he really did well in school. He overcame that adversity, so they gave me the Youth of the Year, and it didn't even come with like a scholarship. It didn't come with like a credit for books in college.
Nothing.
It came with a small plaque and a very small cutout in the Archdale Trinity newspaper.
Nice.
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 Yeah.
Youth of the year.
Youth of the Year. They even asked me the
Thank
following
you.
Sunday in church after I won it. They're like, so what did you get? And it was in that moment I was like, nothing.
I got nothing.
You'd
Nothing.
rather
The
have
title?
a donut than that plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
The
y'all
title.
remember Who's Who of American Students?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe-
Was that school through school?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's a nationwide thing.
I don't think so.
But I think it's a scam.
Oh.
Because I got it. I remember my GPA was like 2.4. I'm like, how'd I get
How'd
this?
that go?
And then, but you pay a certain amount of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
And then you're featured in the Who's Who of American Students.
And they send you
Yeah.
a book.
Oh.
They send you a book and your
Yeah.
picture's in it. And
Total
then,
money-making thing.
Yeah.
That's all
But
it
at
is.
the time, my parents were like, I guess they forgot my GPA. They're like, I knew you were doing better than you were saying. Like, do you think it's odd that all of your kids got the same thing?
Yeah.
And you had to pay $50 for each one? But at the time, I was like, I'll take it.
I'll take it. I was too focused, I think, on Book It. You know, I just wanted that personal pan pizza
Oh,
from Pizza
yeah.
Hut. Just got to
You
read
read a
for
certain amount
30
of
days.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
God, I wish they would bring back Book It.
We were at Freddy's, whatever,
The
steak burger or
burger,
whatever.
yeah.
And the other day, and my son, they had a thing that's like, if you read 5 books, you get a free one of their
That's
ice
kind
cream
of like
things.
Book It. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, I'm just gonna make up 5 books right now and turn it in. I'm like, Eli,
Oh. Yeah.
don't tell me that. Just do it, and then don't tell me that you didn't read the books.
But then when you find out, you need to make them read it.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's like,
but it's more
"Okay."
efficient.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually got the right idea.
No.
I was like, put that back down. He said, put that back. And he's like, you gonna pay for it? I'm like, fill out that card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick. Let's go to Amber. Amber, what is your most useless accomplishment?
Recently, I got married in 2019 and was picked to be on Bridezilla's. And I really wish I didn't because it's great for people to see me, but it means nothing. Some people know who I am, some people don't, but it was a waste of my time and kind of ruined my wedding.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what Bridezilla is
Whoa.
a show, right?
Yeah,
And what is it about?
Yes.
About brides that are over.
like insane.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say-
Bridezilla.
Well, I was considered the Controlzilla just because I'm a wedding planner and just wanted to be in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they take it and they run with it. You know, it's TV, but it kind of made me look bad when it's really not who I am. So
So was what they
it was
showed
great.
on TV, was that not the accurate representation of you? Does that happen a lot?
Correct. I mean, it was very much, most of everything is real. It's just a little dramatized. So, some people knew that, and then there's other people who just really believe everything they see on TV.
That's true.
Well, that happens.
yeah.
I mean, if you think about anybody's life, if you're just taking the TV wants ratings, so they're going to want something drama or something crazy, because if not, it's boring. And they're just taking little snippets of only the parts that they want you to see out of context and everything else. All of our lives, if we did that, would look. My life would look like lock him up.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, also because you're breaking the law.
Send them to a mental institution. That's the key.
We all would look insane.
What, I mean, now I'm curious. When was your season? What season, or what episode was it?
It was just season 13. It was released 2020. I want to say in October. So it's been actually the very last season that has been released, the most recent. And I think I was like episode 8 or 9 or 10. Controlzilla. And actually, you will know who I am, because I was actually a contestant for Hugs a Houlihan when he did his speed dating.
Oh my God!
She just tied it
back
to radio.
Yeah. So it's all time back. Everyone's useless accomplishments is radio based.
Another one.
Oh my God!
Did you get paid to be on the show at all, or any type of compensation?
Yes, I did get paid, but it wasn't worth it. I ended up being out of work for 2 weeks total, because I had to be on TV for a whole week. They followed me around, and then of course my honeymoon was right after that. So really, it worked for me, but it kind of ruined everything, because I never actually had a chance to enjoy that week of like preparing for my wedding. Everything was just like record. They're following me. You got to do this. You got to do that. We got to be over here. We got to be over there.
You do have at least you have a story. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Now, when you went on a speed date with intern Hugs, what was that like? I don't remember, but
I didn't go. I just did the. I didn't actually win. I was the first one gone. It was. I think this was. This was so long ago. I was the first one that was released. Yeah. I think I was too boring for him, but at that time I was going through a lot. So obviously,
were you upset that Hugs didn't? Were you upset that Hugs didn't pick you?
No, not at all. I think I was doing it for fun, just to see. Yeah. I mean, I'm married now, so.
Cool. Well, Amber,
but I think I was just doing it for fun.
I wonder, real quick, would
ahead.
you mind about how much do they pay you for those shows?
I was paid $4,000.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's more than I
Nice.
thought.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like 1,000
That
for the
could pay for your
2 week-
honeymoon.
for a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the
Taxes.
catch. You don't get that money. Well, no, you don't get that money until your episode actually airs. And because of COVID, our season didn't air until over a year. A year after our wedding.
Wow.
So
Dang.
it took so long. That's the only thing. So it doesn't really pay for it. You have to wait until it's actually aired.
And with inflation and everything, 4,000 is not worth 4,000 anymore.
Mhm.
But it is like saving money out of the blue, and you get it. But.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, remember that we had the
Yes,
4,000.
it was.
All right, we'll check out your Amber. We'll check out your episode.
I
And-
found it. Yeah.
we
I
do
found it.
have. I mean, Whitney used to be a producer on our show. She's on My Big Fat Fabulous Life and has been on for like 8-9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact, just because people that we know that've been on it, they really have the whole season mapped out. Otherwise, the camera people are just wasting their time.
Yeah, they have
so
to have
they'll
a
set up
plan.
scenarios like, all right, you're going to go to this dinner party, and one of you is going to call, you say this other person's fat, and then you got to get into it.
Mhm.
And now they can go from there, and people might actually get mad, but they're not going to sit around. Everything costs money. They're not going to sit
Right.
around all day hoping something happens. They
Yeah.
make stuff happen, or at least put you in a
All the
scenario.
reality shows.
And it's
yeah.
not- yeah,
not
exactly.
Cops, though. Cops seems to be
Well-
Well, it's a little bit different.
I think there's
don't
always
they,
something
like, "All right, you
happening."
go over there and shoot a gun off in the air, and we're gonna come arrest you. No, it is. When I was working at my dad's pharmacy, they came running in with the cops and everything. The show itself.
That's
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Somebody got hit in the head with a bat in the parking lot or something like that.
That
and
should have been your meaningless accomplishment.
It's not
Yeah.
a how's
You
that
made it on
accomplishment?
Cops?
No, it's cool.
You almost made
No,
it on
I
Judge
wasn't.
Judy.
Yeah.
My dad, I did.
Yeah.
I was selected for Judge Judy, but my dad's store was featured in because they all came running in. But I was like, oh my gosh, I backed away.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
cool.
Nice. And then one last one. Jessica, what's your most meaningless accomplishment?
So I was, whenever I was going to college at UNCG, I almost flunked out. So then I started in grad school. Somehow I got in for a degree for my job, and I ended up killing it, 4.0. And then by the time that I graduated, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on the dean's list. Nope, you don't get anything like that whenever you're in grad school. So you're paying out of pocket and you're doing really good, and you don't even get like a letter saying like congratulations for getting a 4.0 or anything
Really?
like that.
They
so
should do
you know,
that.
they
They
want to with me.
I thought Matt.
I know.
No, I didn't make Dean's List or anything whenever I was in grad school.
But if you
but
did-
you're required to make at least B's. If you make a C in grad school, you're out.
You're out.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, so
gosh.
you're held to a
Damn.
higher standard, but there's no award other than your degree.
Yeah, I guess the
So now,
graduation.
if
If
you're
you get
if
one
you're in
C, you're
Mhm,
out.
yeah,
Dang.
I've heard that.
in
yeah.
grad school, I mean, if you're going eventually, if this is for your master's, you're eventually going for your doctorate, then a 4.0 matters and will help you get into a better doctoral program. But
that's
as
where
far
you're
as
at.
like the program you're in currently,
for mine.
yeah.
But how hard is it to be like, hey, congratulations, you made a 4.0?
we don't do it
yeah.
enough
Yeah.
in this
Well,
world.
I don't like that fact that you could be like
Thank you.
1 point. 1 point. You could have A.
Yep.
Is it an average? Is it grade point average, Matt, or is it actually one?
No, it's the grades per class. So if you got a C, you would have to retake the class
Oh,
to get at least a B.
Wow,
I guess
that could be the difference of 1 point. 80
Yeah.
to 79. I would be
Mhm.
miserable.
Yeah.
That would push me over the edge.
Yeah.
Give me my master's.
On the very low end of that, it's like that's the master's side. And then there's where I had to take remedial math when I was in college. And if you did not get a C or above,
Oh.
you failed.
Oh.
There was no D. It was C or nothing, and I didn't make it.
think
So I had to
it's
take it
unfair.
again.
I thought those classes
Yeah.
sometimes are pass or fail. That's it.
It probably is labeled
Yeah.
as that, but like if
I
you
see.
you knew
Oh, I
you
see.
knew that you were going back.
And that is like high school math, so you can take college math in college.
And I took it twice. We called it D math because there was no D. It was like
Gotcha.
developmental or something.
Yeah.
I have like a nice term for like you suck at math.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're good at other things.
Uh-huh.